everybody, it's Haley. Welcome back to my channel. Today I was tagged in a video, so I'm gonna do it. This is another palette tag, and you guys know how much I like talking about palettes. You know how much everybody loves talking about palettes, so we're gonna talk about some palettes today because it's been a while. I never did do the perfect palette 2 tag, but I did the first one, so I will link it down below. I was tagged by Shell from Make Up Your Mind. If you are not already subscribed to her, I suggest you go over and do so because she's fantastic. So thanks, Shell, for tagging me. So we're gonna get right into this new palette tag. The first question is, what was your first palette? I don't even have it here. My first palette was the Urban Decay Naked 2 palette. I decluttered it, which is so like hard because usually your first palettes are really like super nostalgic, kind of like, you wouldn't. How could you get rid of the thing that started it all? But it did. I decluttered it to a friend of mine, so I know exactly where it is. I could find it if I wanted to. And the only bit of me that kind of regrets doing it was just for that black in there. But I do have other blacks that are good, so it is fine. So I'm going to grab another palette, which is the next one that I got after that. And it is this one from Stila. It is the Stila Eyes Are the Window Shadow Palette in the shade Spirit. There was like 4 or 5 of them that all came out. So this is what it looks like on the inside. I'm sorry, it's this really shiny palette, but it is really nice. I bought a bunch of Makeup Geek shadows right around the same time, and legit 9 of them swatched out exactly as 9 shadows in here. It was kind of creepy. I was like, I must have had these colors on the brain at the time. It is mostly shimmers. There's a couple of good mattes, like there's a matte brow bone shade and matte transition. Like it pretty much had your daytime looks covered. You could add a bit of Vavoom with this cranberry shade, or a bit of smoke with these navy and dark brown. So this is still a really good palette, and it has, you know, it has Stila Kitten in it, so that's that champagne shade that made Stila kind of put them on the map. And like beautiful giant mirror, beautiful quality packaging. Like these were great palettes, but I do not kind of reach for this as much as I perhaps should. Hence why there's no huge divots in them. But I've been meaning to do a palette flashback with this one. So if you want to see a palette flashback video with a look using this palette, let me know down below. Question number 2 is your most recent purchase. It's this one. This is the Kat Von D Shade and Light Glimmer palette. And this is what she looks like. It is beautiful. I used it today. It is, oh, I love it. It's, okay, I'm kind of gushing a little too soon because I've really only used it once. But from what I can tell, it's gonna be great. I just need to kind of figure out the best way to use the super chunky shades. There is some like highly glittery ones, which just understood, it's a glimmer palette. I'll just need to use a sticky base and maybe a wet brush or a fluffier glitter grabby brush. I'll just need to iron out a few things. But the satins and like the pearlized metallics are so beautiful. Like I was worried that I would be like, oh no, they're all gonna be pops of lid shades, but they're not, because the more pearlized and satin ones you can run through your crease, which is kind of what I did today, and it worked out all right. I did pull in some mattes from the original palette. The video may already be up. If you want to see how I did it, it'll be linked down below. But it is good. I definitely think you will need to pull in at least some mattes for like a brow bone shade and a transition shade, because it's just easier. I really don't like, it's against part of me to put a shimmer in the crease, but you can kind of work around it by like doing liddy things and, you know, magic on the lids. So I think I'm gonna get a lot of use out of this. It is beautiful. It goes with my Kat Von D collection very well. Thank you, Kat, for making this. That is my newest palette. Next question. What palette do you regret missing out on? Guys, I swear I've talked about this in like 10 of my videos. The Kat Von D Mi Vida Loca Remix palette from Holiday 2015. I can't believe I didn't buy that. I had it in my cart and I was like, no, it's $75. That's too much. I won't do it. Why didn't I do it? It was beautiful. It had all the brights and then the neutrals in the middle. You know, I've been like huffing about it for so long. I really should just go on eBay or check Poshmark or all those other ones where you can buy used makeup, scour the blog sales, because it's missing. It's an awkward shape, it won't fit in the drawer, but I still feel like it's the piece of the puzzle that isn't there. So that's the one I definitely regret missing out on the most. And the kind of encouragement for me to not miss out on any more of them. The next question is, what palette makes you happy to look at? Generally, most of them, I do like having palettes and looking at them and going, because that's half the fun. But the one that makes me, I think, the happiest to look at is this one. And I'm sorry, this is gonna be sort of Kat Von D heavy, but not really. This is like, we're gonna try not to pull out all the Kat Von D palettes. This is the Serpentina palette. It was limited edition from last summer. And it's a little box, and you open it up and, oh guys, the aesthetic. It's like, you know that Juvia's Place palette that came out after this one and was permanent? Was it the Saharan 2? One of them had very, very similar colors, like the sort of bluey green and the bright blue and the orange, and like I'll show a picture. It's very similar. But I really like this. This color scheme is beautiful. It has an Egyptian theme. If you want to hear me gush about it even more, I will link my review video of it down below because it was really good. Again, limited edition. You can't get it anymore. I deeply apologize. But as beautiful looking palettes go, this one, the jewel tones, just love. And like the attention to detail, So that is a piece of art that I own. Not so much an eyeshadow palette, but a piece of art. How could I not pick a Kat Von D palette for the prettiest to look at? Like, how could I not? Number 5. We're on question 5 already. That's good. What palette is one you've changed your mind about? I think I have 2, because I'm a big cheater and I do that a lot. The first one I've kind of changed my mind about is this one. This is the NARS Sarah Moon Give and Take Dual Intensity Eye and Cheek palette from holiday this year. I had all of the feels for this palette. I wanted it so bad. I couldn't sleep at night. I was thinking about it. That's how like worried I was. Like, guys, I have a problem. I'll show you. This is what it looks like on the inside. It is simple. And the simplicity of it was like, yes, that's great. I can do my whole face with this. And the packaging is beautiful. It's sturdy. It's NARS. Something about NARS kind of like gives you another feeling, like, you know it's gonna be good. It's NARS, but NARS is hit and miss. I've learned this from like years and years of paying attention to makeup. NARS is very hit and miss. Some of their products are amazeballs, others of them are garbage. I don't know why people like those Velvet Matte lip tints. They were awful. I hated them. I wouldn't go so far as to say I hate, because I really like the NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadow formula, but these aren't like highly shimmery like the ones I really like. And I don't know, maybe I need to like strictly use them wet, but I don't know, they're just not as easy peasy as I was kind of hoping for. Especially like this neutral row in the middle, I was gonna be like, yes, everyday eye look all the time. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna use it so much. The highlighter is beautiful. Like, it's kind of yellow, but it is really nice. And you can use it wet. I thought this was a blush. I don't know if it's a bronzer or not, but that is bloody orange for a bronzer. So I've been using it as like a neutral blush. Sometimes I mix it in with the pink to tone the pink down a little bit. But I don't know, I'm just not as like heavy breathing about it as I was at the beginning. So maybe I just need to play around with it a bit more, but that's that one. And the next one that I kind of changed my mind about is this beast, and this is the Urban Decay Vice 4 palette. And again, there was like a heavy breathing situation about it before. I did purchase it on sale, so I was very excited about it, but I didn't get it like right away, so at least I have that to not worry about it. It only cost me like $35, so packaging is gorgeous, but I think the shades are just a weird combination that isn't cohesive. I know Urban Decay is really good at being on like the fringe, like the cusp. Like this has given me 80s. This has given me like strong hardcore 80s with the blues and the bright greens and the oranges. And like your neutrals are very, there's a super, super warm borderline orange brown. There's like a gray purple and like a yellowy cream and then some grays. Like there's not your standard set of neutrals to kind of complete a look with this. So I find it really hard to kind of build a look out of this palette. So, but if I'm looking for like, I need a crazy green for my lid, I can go in here and they're here. I just have to go looking. I really love the purples though. Like this kind of area up here is really nice, but the rest of it kind of makes me shy away from it a little bit. So that's one I've kind of changed my mind about as well. The next question, I think we're on 6 now, is a palette that surprised me. I have 2. Is that surprising? Probably not. They're both the same brand, so it's kind of like this whole brand surprised me. Like it blindsided me, like, oh, I didn't know eyeshadow could be this good. And that is Anastasia. I bought the Modern Renaissance palette just because I'm like, oh, those are beautiful colors. I'm gonna get them. And the formula of these, I was not expecting these to be as good as they were. They're so smooth and buttery, like too buttery almost. So super easy to use. I do love this palette. And then the other one is the Master by Mario palette, which I, again, did not expect to like this as much as I did. Oh, it's so good. So good. And there's only 3 mattes in here too. These 3 down here are the only mattes. This one's limited edition. I apologize if you didn't get it. But her shimmer formula and her matte formula, they're both winners. There's no like, oh, her shimmer's good, but her matte's kind of crap. And other ones, it's like their mattes are so good, but their shimmers are kind of balls. So this one kind of covers all the bases. So I'm definitely never going to miss out on another Anastasia palette if they keep up this quality, because it is amazing. Can't say that about her foundation, but her eyeshadows really, really good. So definitely surprised me. The next question is, what palette inspires you the most? And I think the palette that inspires me to be the most creative, other than those Stila glitters, I don't know what it is about them, but whenever I use them, I always want to do like a crazy look. But a palette that inspires me the most is this one, and this is my Sugar Pill Pro palette. Ready? Wham! Color. So if I like even pull this out and open it up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do purple and green and throw some blue, but then I'm also gonna take some orange and do this. Like, it's all the colors. So this kind of keeps me in the fun world of eyeshadow color. I need some more deeper blues from them. I need like Midori, I need Mochi, and I need that other like blue one to kind of complete the rainbow of color that is the Sugar Pill Pro palette. So that one definitely inspires me the most. Number 8, we're almost at the end, guys. What is a palette that is on your wish list? So I have 2. The next Anastasia palette, I think it's called the Subculture. I think. And the next one is the Kat Von D Saint Sinner eyeshadow palette. So those are my like 2 waiting for them to come out so I can buy them instantly palettes. Those are the only ones. Everything else I kind of like and ha about. I'm not, you know, on it, but Saint Sinner palette is the holiday palette for Kat Von D this year, and it looks gorgeous. The colors I can work with, but Kat Von D turns me into a like terrible consumer, but does it to me. And then the Anastasia Subculture one as well. The colors are very like interesting. I'm definitely feeling we're going to like a really muted, colorful kind of trend with eyeshadow. Don't quote me on that, but like really dusty blues and dusty greens. I feel like that's gonna happen. I feel like it's gonna happen. But who knows? I could be wrong. I'm really bad at predicting trends, obviously. But anyway, yeah, so that's 2 palettes I am looking forward to coming out. The last question is your no-fail palette. So what palette can you just pick up and use and doesn't like perfect every time, literally every time? And I have 2. So the 2 I have are the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour palette and the Tartelette in Bloom. Say it with me, Tartelette in Bloom. I'm sorry, it's just so fun to say. I almost want to say this one more so. This one is great for like an all matte look that you really can't screw up. But if you want something with a little bit more zazz, this one has your pops of shimmer in it. So perfectly toned neutrals. You've got a row of cool, you've got a row of neutral, and you've got a row of warm. Like you can, it's foolproof with a pop of shimmer in each. Smoky shades, you can do light neutral, you can smoke it out, you've got blush and contour in here if you really want. Like this is a legit no-fail palette. It is perfect. So I really like this palette. It is wonderful. As well as the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour palette. No fail. No fail. That is another palette tag. I'm going to tag Heather from Ebby Loves Makeup. You are doing this tag. I know you want to, because palette tags are basically a reason for living. And I'm going to tag Raven from Raven Rose. I would like you to do this as well. And I'm going to tag Georgia Harris to do this tag as well, because I would absolutely love to see what her like goods and bads kind of palettes are. So yeah, thanks so much for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Definitely don't forget to go check out Shell. Do it. Peer pressure. She's really awesome for sure. So tell her I said hi. And I will see all of you fine people in my next video. Bye.